Hello, students. Welcome to the science class. You know that we are now continuing with the chapter 7 of your book, that is Adaptation in Plants, in which today we will learn about the special adaptation. That is, there are some plants which have got some special features in them, and this special feature has helped them to adjust with the surrounding with the special adaptive features. Okay, so let's proceed. I hope you can see different types of plants, different types of features here. Now, there are some special plants which grow on other plants. If you can see this, you can see there are some plants which has grown on some other plants because they do not get the raw material from the soil. Here you can see some plants grown on the other plants because they do not get the raw material which is required for their nutrition from the soil. So they get their food from the plants or the things they grow on. Suppose they are growing on this area, so they will get the nutrition from this. So these plants are known as the parasitic plant. Now, what do you mean by parasitic? Parasite means dependent on somebody. One organism dependent on the other organism is known as the parasite, and the organism which these parasites are dependent is known as the host. Okay, and this mode of nutrition is called as the parasitic mode of nutrition. So what can we take as an example? The dodder, mistletoe, these are taken as examples. Okay, now you can see this is a very interesting type of plant. See, this insect is coming and the plant is closing their door. Here also you can see another type of plant where insect is coming and they are closing the flap. Here also we can see these insects are sitting on the plants. So this type of adaptation is called as the this type of plants are generally called as the insectivorous plant. So here the assemblages of two words, insectivorous. Insect means insect, vorous means they eat. Now definitely it is not the scene that plants will take out their hand and will eat like us, but they have some special mechanism in their structure. They employ the structure to catch the insect. Now here comes the questions, why do they do so? Because these plants are not being able to produce their own food because of the changes in the environment, like poor soil condition, maybe due to some any other reason, or maybe it can happen they are producing the food which is not adequate for their nutrition. So they get the nutrition from the insects and are known as insectivorous plant. This plant structure is like this. As the insect come and sits on this leaf, these leaves are closed. Okay, and as a result of which they can engulf the insect. Here also you can see another plant. Its structure is like that of the peacher. It's called the peacher plant, where the insect is coming, somehow any insect sitting on the plant, and with that touch they are closing the flaps and insects are coming down. And this is also another type of insectivorous plant. So children, this method is very unique and this is very interesting as well, because these plants can't produce their food or can't produce the nutrition which is required for their survival. Now everyone's survival is the most important thing. So for survival, they are employing this type of methods, and these plants are called as insectivorous plants. What are the examples? Venus flytrap, pitcher plant, sundew plants are the examples of this. See again, as the insects are coming, they are closing their flap. Okay, so here also you can see the as they are coming, insects, they are opening the flap, and as insects are coming, they are closing it. And here also you can see this structure. Okay. Next is some plants, they do not have chlorophyll to produce their own food. Okay. If they have, if the plants don't have the chlorophyll, they cannot photosynthesize, because chlorophyll is the ultimate raw material in which, I mean, they, every plants require to produce their own food. These plants do not have leaves, stems, or root. They have nothing. So they are called as fungi or fungi. You must have seen this. They grow on wet things like the rotting wood, vegetables, and what is the example? Moles and mushroom. I know this picture is very common to you. Button mushroom, what we often eat. Okay. So this is also a feature of the mushroom. You can see, if you can notice the color, neither of them are green in color. There also, these are the spores of the fungus, which you will learn in the later part. These are the spores of the fungus by which they can reproduce. So what am I telling is that neither of them color is green in color. So as a result of which we can see they cannot produce by the food by the process of photosynthesis. So they are taking the nutrition from the wet substances or rotten substances, and this is their mode of nutrition. On the on the bread you must have seen green. If the bread is kept for long, if it is in stale condition, and if you do not preserve it properly, you will see on the bread these green moles have appeared. Okay. So this is the method by which they can take up the nutrition. Okay. So this is another special feature of the plant which can take the food. So here what we had learned, we had learned some plants are having some special features by accepting the producing by photosynthesis, like the insectivorous plant, like the mushroom, they can take up the nutrition, they can take up the nutrition from other methods, other sources, and fulfill their demands. So first, now this chapter is finished. Now we will learn some of the key important terms what we had learned from the chapter. So first one is the habitat. What do you mean by habitat? That is the place where the plants and animals live. See, this is the desert habitat, that is the desert they live. This is the domestic, normal habitat, that where we live. This is the firm. See, everywhere there are different environment. And say this is the forest. Okay, definitely this forest environment is definitely not similar with that of the desert. Okay. Here also you can see the polar environment. Here also you can see the oceanic environment. The plants and animals are living in the ocean. And also this is the savanna or the grassland. This you can see the rainforest environment is extremely hot and the tremendous rainfall. So definitely that environment is not similar that of the polar environment. And the wild environment or the aquatic environment, water environment, are not similar as that of the domestic one. So each and every environment is different, and different animals and plants are adjusted to these environment by some special features. So this is called as the habitat of the environment, habitat of the animals. Next is the adaptation, that is the changes or the features that help them living or adjusting with the surrounding. This is very important. See, as in the lecture, in the class, I had already said about this desert plants. The leaves are modified into spine. The leaves are, stems are fleshy. They can produce photosynthesis by this process. So cactus plants, all we can say, the plants which are staying in the desert is definitely different from the plant which are we can see in the cold region, or the plants we can see in the aquatic medium. Aquatic medium, when I had taught you, I had taught you, if the aquatic medium, in the aquatic medium, if the plants are floating, leaves are broad based. On the other hand, if the plants are submerged, that is totally covered with water, underwater, then they have some ribbon like leaves, which is important for withstanding the wave and the water current. So here you had seen, for the adaptive feature, for different areas adaptation, plant also have different body structures. Okay, next is the conifers. Conifer means the tree with the conical or the needle shaped. They generally don't bear flower. See, these are the conical, the cones of the pine. These are the conical shaped flowers. Sorry, plants. These are the conical shaped leaves. So these kind of plants generally are seen in the mountains. Here you had seen all the cones of the pines, or the leaves which are cone shaped, and definitely the shape of the plant is like that of the pyramid or the cone. The reason I had told you already, because otherwise the snow will fall and will deposit on the plant, which is definitely harmful for the plant. The plant will die. So to save them, they have a special type of adaptive features, and that is known as the coniferous. Okay, that particular shape is called the coniferous. Next is the aquatic plant. What do you mean by aquatic? It is very easy, which is means that plants which stay in the water. You can see there are different types of water bodies, different forms of water body. All the plants are staying there. Some are floating, some are submerged, some are attached in the bottom. But in nutshell, it can be said that every plant's home is water, so they are called as the aquatic plants. Okay, next one is the terrestrial plant. Similarly, when the plants are living in the water, we can say it is aquatic, and when plants are living on the land, it is known as the terrestrial plants. Okay, so this type of plant, all the plants are living on the land and they are known as the terrestrial plants. Okay, so, and next, coming into the parasitic. In today's class, as I had told you, that is parasitic plants depending upon others for their daily survival. This is called the parasite. See, this is harboring, this is depending on this plant is depending on this flower, or these leaves are, they are depending on some other plant. So this kind of nutrition, this kind of mode is known as the parasite. These plants are known as the parasites, and on which they are dependent is known as the host. Okay, so this is the parasitic mode of nutrition. So, in this chapter, you had learned about the different types of adaptation plants employ in order to stay in the different environment. It may be terrestrial, it may be aquatic, it may be desert, it may be mountain, it may be marshy area. Excepting these, also we had learned some special adaptive features which plant employ to survive, because they cannot produce the food by the means of photosynthesis. Okay, so I think all of you had understood the chapter. Next year we will start with the question answers. Till then, all of you take care, stay well, stay safe. Thank you.